Hi, and welcome to another episode of Shoes Off. I'm Justine, and today we're going to talk about Incurable to Unbreakable. I have to take a big sigh because incurable is really a tough word to hear. And I lately have been looking up a lot of definitions of words. When I looked up incurable, it was quite fascinating to me. Incure actually means to become subject to something vulnerable and unpleasant as a result of one's own behavior. Now, to imagine that when you are at the doctor, that you are told that you have an incurable illness, an incurable condition, something subconsciously, some subconscious idea is bringing upon you the circumstance that you have somehow, of your own behavior, somehow attracted to yourself this situation. Or at least that's what I started to think, is that maybe when I was diagnosed with MS, there was a part of me that had some kind of shame or guilt and thought, I must have done something to bring this upon myself. Many times people will say, well, I got diagnosed with something, why me? And I don't know that I ever thought, why me? But somehow I did subconsciously, subliminally feel that I was somehow responsible for my situation. Now, the word able is also very interesting because it's having the power or skill or means or opportunity to do something, a proficiency, to have the permission to do something. So if on the one hand you feel that you have been subject to something and you are somehow responsible, you're also being told that you have the permission to be capable, to make this situation different. Now, incurable. I kind of now love it because it's giving you the opportunity to confront yourself. So maybe it's okay that when you're diagnosed with something or you're handed a circumstance that seems impossible to persevere through, that in fact, you actually have the permission to change it. Now, sadly, in this past year, I've had a number of friends diagnosed with cancer. And I say sadly only because it's so difficult to have to go through that. You worry about them and you know that they're going through a kind of personal, mental, physical trauma. But amazingly, keeping in touch with all these friends on social media, I have never seen stronger women coming through with more gratitude and more appreciation for those around them, for their life, for their circumstance, for their bodies, for their health. I know myself, I would have never appreciated my health as much until I lost it. I would have never appreciated how miraculously my body moves, its strength, its capability, if it didn't betray me. So what if, in fact, being diagnosed with something incurable or experiencing some major trauma is actually your superpower? What if every time we heard the word incurable, we actually, as a friend of mine, Todd, pointed out, we're actually hearing the words unbreakable? What if, in fact, your incurable circumstance is strengthening you and making you unbreakable? So let's think about that. If, in fact, at the same time we are told that we have the permission to do something about our situation, that we actually were suffering our own concerns about our own selves? What if the diseases were just a way to make us rethink what mattered to us, our own personal conviction about who we are? People ask me if I was afraid that I would get COVID, that if maybe, having an autoimmune disease, I would be more nervous. But in fact, I think I was less nervous from the very beginning because I had already confronted the fragility of my own health. I already realized how important it was to look after myself, how careful you need to be, how much you need to respect your body and treat it right, to feed yourself well, to get the right sleep, to go for a walk. So maybe the next time that you're really thinking that something is insurmountable, impossible, or incurable, you can start thinking of yourself as unbreakable. We'll explore superpowers in another episode, but for today, remember, incurable is actually unbreakable.